What we do here is go back.
This is H-Town Kicks 713 coming with the recap kind of review here of the Air Jordan Retro 11 Legend Blues, aka the Columbia Blue. So the official release date on this shoe was December 20th, 2014 here in the United States, launching at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. And interesting on the release date, they actually move some of the other shoes being released, the KD7 Wild West, the LeBron 12 Data, up a day, not to interfere with the sales of this particular shoe that everyone's kind of been waiting for. So just kind of my story about this shoe. You know, we'll go to the kind of the tail of the tape here. Let's look at the box first. Kind of came in a unique box. You know, they kind of came here, you know, with that logo number 23 there, and it kind of has ridges on it that you may be able to see. So that made it a little unique than any other boxes I've gotten. And also, on the inside, as you kind of pulled it out, it kind of came up with this clear kind of 11 logo there, which was real nice, some hint blue there. Something very different. I kind of like that. So the official colorway of the shoe, let's get to it here, is they're calling it white, Legend Blue, and black. Of course, they're changing the name up a bit, that Legend Blue there, for legality reasons. There was this, I believe it was called the Columbia Lions. And yeah, actually I had to kind of Google who they were, but they kind of had to change it up to Legend Blue, very different from the, I guess, originally the Columbia Blue. But so this shoe here, guys, like I said, the promo there, I've been kind of trying to get these shoes in December the last 3 years. Kind of felt like Captain Ahab, you know, trying to get this shoe, and it was definitely worth it. I didn't want to pay over retail, and definitely more appreciated to pick one up this year. So kind of let's go change it up a bit. I know a lot of other people do reviews on this, but one thing this upcoming year, which you may have seen with some other shoes, we saw this with the Jordan 29. There was the Riverwalk, the Superfly. Chris Paul had a color come out too on this Riverwalk theme. And it all comes into play now, what all that theme meant. It all comes into play for this date, December 20th, in this shoe, which is significant of the All-Star 1996 All-Star game, which was in San Antonio, where Michael Jordan wore this colorway. So that's kind of the significance of that, and it all comes into play now, that Riverwalk colors that the other shoes have been coming in. Which actually kind of break away from that a little bit. That 1996 All-Star game was kind of legendary, where Michael kind of wore these shoes. But not only this shoe, but also some other players in the league. You know, Shaq wore Shaq-a-Noise. Of course, the great dunker, the Rain Man, Shawn Kemp was there, and he was wearing the famous Kamikazes. Barkley with the CB34s. Grant Hill, you know, he was wearing his Fila 2s. Of course, those have been retroed this past year. Penny Hardaway and the Penny 1. And, of course, Brent Blair winning the Slam Dunk Contest. Of course, Jason Kidd wearing the same shoe, the Flight 95. So kind of an iconic year for shoes in that All-Star game. So kind of unique to think about that. Just something to think about that All-Star game. Of course, it's memorable for its uniforms. You know, they've probably the most memorable uniforms of any All-Star game, the one in San Antonio. So kind of also want to bring up here kind of what kind of happened that day, December 20th. So Nike, they kind of released the links out on about 10 minutes prior to launch, and you know, they kind of give update about 25 minutes later. You know, keep trying. They still got you still got a chance to. They're still having issues. You still have a chance to cop. In about 809 or so, they said they're still having issues, high volume and that nature. Don't give up. Then finally, they kind of get the final notice just a little after 10 a.m. Central Standard Time that they sold out. So about 3 hours there in total, just for Nike.com. Now the significance of that is reading an article here on the Business Journal recently. So in 3 hours, they're saying Michael Jordan brand for the Retro 11 did over 80 million in sales. Look at the official numbers according to the Business Journal. That they got their notes from the Sports Scan info, unofficial to me, but they sold about 342,015 pairs at an average price of $179.80. Of course, that's kind of the average. You know, the men's was 200, but the average of the other sizes. In this, the smaller sizes, they sold an additional 137,751, about an average price of $142.24. So that averages a little north of 80 million, by 81 million in sales in 3 hours. Amazing. And just to kind of put that in perspective of, you know, of where that plays in. Even you look at a couple years ago, the sales of like Kobe Bryant, he just did 50 million for the entire year. You're talking 50 million for the entire year, 80 million in 3 hours. You know, even Kevin Durant now. Of course, Kevin Durant the previous year did pretty well. He finally broke over 100 million in sales. But the prior year to that, he only did 35 million for the entire year. So I mean, you can just imagine 80 million, 3 hours, and these other players are barely even touching that. That's why I kind of think, you know, there's an article kind of written, you know, it's not really advantageous to pay players that much money for signature deals. I know Kyrie Irving got a new deal, but there's really no need to pay them that much money because you're better off putting that money in Jordan. Just to see those numbers here, 80 million in 3 hours, which is astronomical. So that's kind of the tail of the tape on the numbers game there, and you know, the sales, which was kind of a little interesting. I just kind of want to point out, you know, like I said, been a long time coming trying to get these shoes past Decembers, and very appreciative to get one this time. You know, some difference, you know, the shoe, let's take a look on this other one, the other side. You know, the Jumpman logo here, take a close-up of that. Of course, some of you may know that, I think it was around 2006, the Jumpman logo and the other shoes prior to that were in the other direction, uniquely enough. And, you know, throughout the time, I was able to cop some other 11s retail, you know, just looking here, but they were all the lows, so I got lucky on those. My favorite one's probably the Infrared 23 there. And I got the Reverse Concord tuxedos there, and this the all white red bottom, kind of varsity red cherry. So definitely like all the lows, but definitely our first one of this this model here. So appreciative of that. Other than that, you know, probably the only major subtle difference between the lows and the other one is this material here at this portion. Kind of, you know, got some type of I don't know if it's a synthetic leather of some sort there. Where on these models, you know, you got the kind of that mesh cloth type deal. Here, yeah, so you kind of get that cloth thing going. So other than that, guys, I'll do it on feet, and thanks for watching, you guys. And for the guys lucky to cop, congratulations. And like I said, you know, like I said, I didn't want to pay. I had opportunities to buy the other previous models over retail, but you know, I think it would be a little, for me, it was a little more appreciated to get it at retail price. Waiting this long, definitely, like you say, there's a saying out there: the juice is worth the squeeze, and these were worth it to wait. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and you guys take care.